Yo, what's goody? What's goody? The Trail in a Hoodie, and welcome to another episode of the Brother Next Door podcast, where we talk about finance, personal development, and skills to get you further in life through actionable steps and my own personal experiences. In this episode, we're talking about sacrifices, right? Look, may sound like a cheesy topic to you, may sound whatever, but I think it's important that we talk about this because sacrifices have to be made. Whether you realize them or not, you're making sacrifices every single day, every single moment of the day. You're sacrificing literally what you're doing, right? You're listening to this podcast, you're sacrificing listening to music or listening to another content creator to listen to me, right? And so you're making sacrifices every single, minute of your day. And so I think it's important that we just take a second, right? And just talk about it for a little bit and just figure out where we are headed. Especially as young adults, we have the advantage with time. We have time on our hands. We don't have, as much time as we have a lot of time, right? Like we don't have all the time in the world and we shouldn't just procrastinate, but we do have time on our hands, so it's best that we utilize that time to grow, to become better, to reach our full potential, right? Understand if you want to go somewhere, you first have to leave somewhere, right? If you want to go somewhere, you want to go be great. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna be this. I'm gonna be that. In order to do that, you have to leave where you are. You have to leave the distractions. You have to leave the things holding you back. You have to leave the people holding you back in order to get to where you want to be. People think that the difference between where you are and where you're going is going to what you're doing is just going to look the exact same. Just because and the only reason it's different is because you said that you wanted to do it, right? Oh, I'm gonna be a success. I'm gonna be a star. I'm gonna be an actor. I'm gonna be this. But you're not putting in the work. You're not letting go of the people holding you back. Like, no, you're going. If you're still in the same environment, not leaving that environment, you're going to stay in that same environment and not leave that environment. Right? It's so simple, but sometimes I even need that reminder of like, what are you doing different to get different results? What are you doing different to get different results? Because doing the same thing, putting the same input in, is going to get you the same output. It may look a little different, but it's not going to look drastically different, right? So you have to figure out what are you willing to sacrifice, right? Now this isn't a everybody should be an entrepreneur podcast. This isn't a everybody should um whatever. Like this is a be the best version of you that you could be podcast. Like this is reach your full potential podcast, right? That's the whole goal is having people come together, self-learn and be the best versions of them that they could possibly be. That's all it comes down to, right? And so keep that in mind when it comes to your daily task. You have to you got to be willing to sacrifice your current comforts for your future freedom, right? Sacrifice your current comforts for your future freedom, or you're going to sacrifice your future freedom for your current comforts. And so it's just like, okay, cool. You worked, you got off, you ready to lay down, chill, and not do anything. Like that's the time to work on your side hustle. That's the time to grow. That's the time to become better because you are young, because you have a lot more energy than you will later on in life, right? And hopefully, we sustain this energy as long as possible, but you're going to be the most energetic right now. And that's just because you're younger. And so utilize that, take that opportunity to push through, do what you got to do, right? and then go home, eat, sleep, whatever, chill. But take at least an hour, 2 hours to work, develop towards something, and then whatever. For me right now, that's school, right? I got one more year. Thank God. One more year, and then we done up and out that piece. So, I'm working, what is it, 7 to 4. Then I go to the library. I don't go home most of the time. Sometimes I do go home and catch some get a little nap in, then get a little bit of work done. Um, but it's hit or miss. It's not every day. Once I get up from that nap, boom, I'm getting stuff done. Some days I take a nap and that's it, right? And so that's why, especially like when I have a test coming up or anything like that, that whole week, okay, cool. After work, we go into the library. And then in my brain, I know, okay, this is an environment of studying and getting stuff done. This is not an environment of sleeping. This is not an environment of eating. This is not an environment of relaxing. This is an environment of, hey, we're here to get work done. Once we get the work done, then we can go relax, chill, whatever. So I hope that you start instilling that your into your routine of, okay, once I get off work, or if you still in school, once I get off school, let me go to the library or let me go to a coffee shop. Let me go, wherever I need to go. Let me put in this work on my craft, get better at my craft, and then go chill and relax. You don't have to do the whole 8 hours and then 8 hours, and then you don't have to do all that. But at least an hour, 2 hours every single day, or every other day, or 3 days a week, whatever works best for you to get started. Do that, put in the work, and then you know do that, because you got to understand you're sowing seeds. That's all you're doing when it comes to I mean, throughout life, but especially in the early stages, when you don't see the fruit, when you don't see the fruition, you're planting seeds. Every single episode I've dropped, whether it was on YouTube, whether it was on social media, whether it was on Spotify and all these podcasting websites, are seeds that, some of them dead, right? some of them, as what's his name, Jim Rohn says, gets eaten up by the birds, right? And don't go anywhere, and don't get any traction, and don't do anything. Cool, but some of them will get planted, some will grow, and some will, make a great harvest. And so you just got to understand that it's just a numbers game. I mean, that's life. It's literally a numbers game. How many seeds can you plant? And a certain percentage of those seeds will eventually produce your harvest. But you got to be consistent. I was talking with a friend who came into town for homecoming this weekend. We was just chopping it up, catching up, and we was just talking about how, like, he's doing modeling and stuff like that. Like, yes, it's small. Yes, it may seem like it's not a big deal, but like it's the biggest deal. Like, for you to be able to get this, do this shoot and do that shoot, and step in for somebody else for this shoot, is like, no, like, count those blessings, because those little shoots and those little modeling gigs you're getting now, those, is going to grow and develop into something great if you continue putting in the work, if you continue putting yourself out there. And so just understand, like, it's literally a matter of time. We said that so many times yesterday. Like, it's literally just a matter of time. If you just stay consistent, you stay planting those seeds, you stay putting in the work, you stay putting your name out there, you stay growing, you stay getting better, it will literally just be a matter of time before, you start outworking and outlasting all the other people, right? Like, I forgot the percent. We said the percentage a couple episodes back, but there's only, so amount of episodes that podcasters do before they quit. I forgot, it was seven, or I don't even remember, but it was like such a low number. It's like, I'm 3 seasons in. Like I'm at 50 something. I'm in my 50s right now, and it's like this is. I mean, some of it's work, but most of it's just talking about stuff I enjoy talking about anyway, right? And I'm just having to do extra work on the back end to better my presentation, to better my communication. But other than that, it's stuff I enjoy doing. It's stuff I enjoy talking about already. And so it's not too much like work for me, right? And so I just ask that I know the main topic was sacrifice. And I started talking about other stuff that you know me. If you've been listening to the podcast, you already know me. That's how I do. But it's like what at the end of the day, coming full circle, coming back to the topic of sacrifice, what do you want out of your life, right? Do you want the work, complain about work, go home, do nothing about it, and start the cycle all over again? Do you want that? If that's what you want and you cool with that, don't come complaining to me about it. Right? Right? Don't come complaining to me about it. If you got people in your life that allow you to complain to them and you just complaining, not doing nothing about it, hey, that's between you and them. Y'all do y'all. But if you want more, if you desire more, if you're complaining for more, then you need to do more. You need to put in more work. You need to start putting in work if you haven't even started putting in work, because that's the only way you're going to receive more. That's the only way you're going to start reaping a harvest is if you start planting seeds. No seeds, no harvest. It's that simple. It's literally that simple. So that's my challenge for you today is if you've been complaining, you've been, I'm gonna leave it at that. If you've been complaining and you want to do something about it, try that. Rather than going straight home after work or straight home after school, take an hour, take 2 hours. Whether start 3 days a week. Even if it's the gym, that's perfect. Start 3 days a week. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. That's the type of time I've been on with work and school. Is I use my weekends, get as many uh muscle groups as I can during the weekend, and that's that. Just really just maintaining at this point. And I'm hoping that I can get more time in the gym once I graduate. When I'm not focused on school, I'll just head to the gym instead of the library. Um, but that's my challenge to you: is take an hour, sacrifice that hour, 2 hours, five 5 days a week, 3 days a week, whatever it is for you. I'm not do what works best for you. Take that time to grow and develop, whether it's your gift, whether it's developing your body and make yourself look good, whether it's something, and whether it's whatever it is, whatever it is, take that time to develop it, and that sacrifice, right, will reap into something greater, to the point to where you're not complaining about the same stuff you've been complaining about. There's always going to be something to complain about, right? There's always going to be something that you're going to want to complain about. The complaints aren't going anywhere, but at least you will be in a better position than you were before. And that's that, right? That's literally that. Sacrifice the comfort for the freedom, or sacrifice the freedom for the comfort. So that's what I'm gonna leave y'all with today. I hope y'all take these nuggets, run with them, and I will see y'all in the next episode. Peace.